What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Tales from the TV. If this is your first time joining us, each and every week we discuss a classic episode of anthology shows such as The Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Monsters, and many other shows. Today we will be covering an episode from The Twilight Zone Season 1 of the original series. Episode 24, Long Live Walter Jameson. I am one of your three hosts, Rico Argenteri, and joining me as always, the immortal Remy Militello. What's up,
Hi,
Remy?
folks. My cats are being horrible. So if you're listening to the audio of this only, that is the crashing, the ambulance sirens, and the meowing. That's all them. So, yeah.
I can't hear him. Also today, we have a man that sometimes makes me believe he may be over 2,000 years old. Joe Thurston. What's up,
Hey,
buddy?
guys. How you doing? I'm in my own home today. I no longer have to depend on you for my recording needs. And I love it.
Yes, we
look a little
convinced
different.
Joe to get a computer.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much for you to get me to spend too much money.
Computers are
Better-
nice.
Better
Yeah.
than a horse race.
Yeah,
Better
you've
than a
blown-
horse race.
Yeah, you've blown my money on much worse things. I'll say that and leave it at that.
So what's up, guys? How's everything going?
That's
Good.
great. My,
Good. I've been
you go, Joe.
I've been looking forward to this. That was all I was gonna say. You go ahead, Remy.
I was going to say I started a new job this week, so my life has been insane. But I did watch this episode on lunch today, and so did Ripley. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Cool.
So
Let's
is Ripley.
You guys want to just jump right in?
do it.
Sure.
Lead the way.
All right. So The Twilight Zone is an anthology series created and hosted by Rod Serling. The original series ran from 1959 to 1964, spanning 5 seasons and 156 episodes. It covers genres such as science fiction, horror, mystery, fantasy, and the supernatural. It is highly regarded as one of the most influential and important television series ever. Now, I want to ask you guys, what's your history with this series? Who wants to start? Anyone?
Well, I'll start, I guess. I watched Twilight Zone a lot when I was younger, just when it was on TV, and I know my parents were always watching it when it was on, and my brother and sister were into it too. And the majority of my consumption of Twilight Zone was the marathons that are on TV every New Year's Eve. And I try to stick to that, even when I have an opportunity to stream it or watch it on my own. I don't, because I don't like knowing what I'm watching. Even when it was on Netflix, I used to like close my eyes and shuffle through it because I just got
Same
so
thing.
used
I
to
do the
watching
same thing.
random episodes. And
Yes.
it's nice because like this episode is a classic example. I've never seen this one. For as many hours as I've spent watching the show, there's still so many that slip through the cracks because of the randomness of the marathons. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing which other ones you can pick that I probably haven't seen either. But yeah, that's basically it for me. I've been watching it for a long time and I can never get sick of it.
So I have been watching the Twilight Zone for a very long time. It sounds like me and Joe have a pretty similar history with it in terms of those amazing New Year's marathon. That and James Bond, those were the best New Year's marathons. But the other thing about the Twilight Zone is I really, for the longest time, when it wasn't available for purchase on DVD, I wanted it so bad. And they finally came out with like sets, but they did it in the worst possible way, which is just release random episodes on DVD.
It's the worst.
And eventually they finally did start releasing the seasons, but like by that time
Expensive.
they
too.
were so expensive.
I know, super expensive.
So it's like by that time that happened, I was just like, well, I'm not doing this. And then now they're all on Hulu, so it's like you can just watch them at your heart's content. But I love the original Twilight Zone. I really have a soft spot in my heart for the extremely cheesy 80s one. And I haven't really seen any of the 2000s one. I've seen like I watched it when it was on, so I shouldn't say I haven't seen it, but I don't remember any of it. And the new one I have legitimately not seen at all, although I guess it's canceled, so I'll have time to catch up.
Yeah, it's done.
So,
It was good though.
but yeah, I had never seen this episode. I've never heard of this. I really enjoyed it. It's a very cool concept. Yeah, it's amazing how much they get done in like 22 minutes or whatever it is. But yeah, that's it from me.
So yeah, same as you guys. I grew up watching it with my dad, all the New Year's marathons. And then like that was when I was super young. I remember certain episodes, and then probably maybe like 8 years back, 7 years back, it was on Netflix at the time. I started just digging in and just watching, like I was like marathoning episodes. And I started talking to my dad about it, that I was rewatching it, and he remembered every episode. And it's one of the things me and my dad bond over is the Twilight Zone. In fact, our favorite episode is Willoughby. And I actually have two big street signs, black street signs with Willoughby on them. I'm trying to get one of them back from him, but he might be stingy about it. I don't know yet.
Did those come off of actual streets?
No, I had them. Someone made them for me.
All right.
And I do agree with Joe that I like the randomness of the episodes more. That's why I still tune in to the marathons. And I haven't seen a lot of season 4 because they switched to hour-long episodes for that season, and only that season. So I'm probably only seen a handful of episodes from that season. And they actually started doing 4th of July marathons a few years back.
Oh, cool.
So I started watching it then too. Well, I was watching those too, but they didn't have it this year, which is very disappointing. So, and yeah,
I always forget those hour-long ones even exist. I don't think I've seen any of them.
You probably haven't. They don't play them really on the marathons either, because it takes up a whole block, and they're not like classic episodes.
Yeah, there's certain ones in the marathons that like they will show potentially multiple times. Like To Serve Man, that's getting shown 4 times. There's no
Time Enough at Last.
Time Enough at Last is getting shown 4 times.
Yeah.
My personal favorite, and I can't remember the name of it, so obviously I'm an aficionado. But the one where it's a bunch of toys in a trash bucket, that one's getting shown for sure, because I'm not the only mark for that one.
5 characters in search for an exit, I think it's called.
Yeah, God, I love that episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I'd never seen, and it was really cool. It was definitely more on the like science fiction-y sort of end of things, with no aliens, so that's cool.
Joe, what's your favorite episode?
I always loved Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
Oh yeah, it's a great one.
It's so good. That stupid gremlin thing that comes on the wing. It's so silly, but it's so creepy at the same time. I think about it. I've been on a couple planes where I sat near enough to the wing where I was kind of nervous about it, but
it's so cool. It's Shatner too.
Yeah, and the way it just like floats on and off the wing, and it's up against the window, and I always loved that as a kid. I still love it today.
You want to hear something cool about sort of the origin of that idea of the?
I would love to.
So Gremlins was a sort of made up term by World War II pilots for things that would go wrong with planes. And so that's why this is an actual gremlin tearing apart the plane. So there you have it.
That's really awesome.
It's a cool little fun fact. All right, you guys want to jump into the episode?
Yeah,
do it.
All right. Well, we encourage our viewers to watch and listeners to watch along with us. If you want to pause this and go watch this episode, it's available on Hulu and Paramount Plus if you have those services. I think it's on Amazon Prime, but I wouldn't pay for it. I would just go get Hulu. All right. So today, this episode, we're watching season 1, episode 24, Long Live Walter Jameson. The original air date was March 18th, 1960. It was produced by Buck Houghton, directed by Anton Leader, and written by Charles Beaumont. And Beaumont's credited for writing over 20 episodes of The Twilight Zone. And some of them include Long Distance Call, The Number 12 Looks Just Like You, and The Howling Man, another one of my favorites. All right, so we're going to get into the cast. The cast stars Kevin McCarthy. He's Walter Jameson. And he's also in an episode of Tales from the Crypt called Curiosity Killed. He's in the Twilight Zone movie as Uncle Walt.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in that. In the It's a Good Life remake, he's Uncle Walt. I had no idea. Cool. I just watched that too. I just watched that movie. It's really awesome.
That's so weird.
He was in an episode of the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, The Beast in View. And that's about all I got for Kevin McCarthy. Next is Edgar Stelly. He plays Professor Sam Kittredge, the old man in the episode.
I feel like this old man is the old man from literally everything from the 50s and 60s. If there's a farmer in a field, it's this guy.
I don't have any notable credits on him because he was in like one episode of every single TV show of that era. I don't know. He's in like Bonanza or something.
He's
I don't know.
Busy at work. No one knows his name, but he's working.
And next we have Estelle Winwood. She was Laurette Bowen. That's the old lady in the episode. She was in the original Batman TV series, the Adam West one. She was Aunt Hilda. And she was in like 5 episodes. Kind of notable. I don't know. I don't remember her in those. I haven't seen those in a long time.
I've seen a bunch of those. I'm trying to think of who the hell Aunt Hilda is.
I don't know if that's available anywhere. I would like to watch that.
Some of those are really wild. There's like they will just take dance breaks. That's just a thing that happens on that show.
It's a good show to get high.
Cesar Romero is one of my favorite Jokers, though.
He just painted his mustache, man. That's how legit he was. Yeah. He didn't even need to shave it off. Just paint it.
He just wanted you to know it was there, and he was great. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, you're good. Also, so she was in an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Actually, she was in 2 episodes. Bull in a China Shop. And there was an old woman. No shock there. And then the last character is Dodie Heath. She is Susanna Kittredge, the fiance of Mr. Walter Jameson.
I have opinions about her.
And she was also in the Alfred Hitchcock Hour episode, or 2 episodes, Off Season and Hangover. The original Hangover. It's the same story.
I wonder if it's related to the Off Season I'm thinking of. It's like a murder book. Seems like it could be.
It may be. And then she was also in Alfred Hitchcock Presents, 1 episode, Touche. And touche to that.
So I feel like one of the great things about these anthology shows is they're just this like repository for all these great character actors who just like would never get the chance to be a main character and like CSI because they're going to be like witness number 5. But here, like the old man is like an integral part, and he's pretty good too. He's really fun.
He is good.
So where should we start?
All right, so I'll just read the plot summary real quick. A father forbids a history professor from marrying his daughter when he discovers that the captivating lecturer is actually an immortal who has lived for thousands of years. You wanted to just start from the beginning?
Yeah.
And then we'll just comment if anything stood out to us or anything. So what? It starts with Walter giving a history lesson on the Civil War.
Because he's a history professor, because he's an immortal, which is hilarious.
Good job.
Yeah, it's a great job for him.
I mean, I can't remember anything from like last week, but he can remember everything.
Yeah, he's telling stories from 100 years ago during the Civil War.
To be fair, he did have a diary, which he apparently
Did.
kept.
That's
Why
what
he
guy.
did this, I
He's
don't
using
know.
his own. He's also he can't even buy his textbook. He's using his own book.
That's how you know it's not real, because the professor would never not sell you a textbook
For hundreds and hundreds
for
of
hundreds of
dollars.
dollars that they wrote.
So the old man shows the old man's in the class for some reason. I don't know. Is he just like
He was sitting in.
spectating?
He would
Oh,
he was just sitting in. Also, did you notice how remarkably varied that college class was? There's like people of all ages, and it's not just a bunch of 18-year-olds and like one 45-year-old, which I feel like is inaccurate.
A
I
lot
did
of people
not
back then
notice
just
that.
looked old.
I think that is maybe
They
true.
all dressed old and looked old by our standards. They were probably all like 15.
And the old man seems like real skeptical of him. You could tell right away. Did you guys be able to tell that? Because I've seen the episode before.
I didn't. I thought I did. I thought he was trying to get him. Well, I guess he kind of was. I thought he wanted to let him in on his like secret spell or whatever, because clearly something weird was going on. They also set it up in the narration where it's like, this is magic. And it's like, oh, maybe he wants in on the spell action.
Well, it sounds weird until he's like, he invites him over to dinner, and then it's like, then you realize Walter's actually with his daughter.
Yeah.
Why is his daughter like? His daughter's like, well, I think she is like 30, but she looks like she's 20 or something.
The daughter's a weird
Yeah.
character.
And that
guy
guy looks like he's like 90.
Well, everything about that whole thing with the daughter was just incredibly dated.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
As Walter's telling her she's going to be a housewife,
Yeah.
Sam comes in and says, "I'm giving you my daughter's hand, not her brain. She's getting a PhD if I have to spank her."
Yeah.
They're just like debating over what she's going to
They
do with
just-
her life.
She doesn't actually get any input. Which
Yeah,
is
she's just like, "I'm here. Oh, you
Oh,
men."
daddy.
She is very beautiful though.
But it's okay because he tells her she can do the dishes after she does her homework at 30 years old.
I know,
30
man.
years old.
Was anyone else like? I think they meant to write this as a
They should have did like
20-year-old.
I know they should have did 20-year-old, but they were like, oh well,
30?
this wouldn't make sense.
Because like
But-
they had her going for a doctorate, which is like pretty progressive, but they had to age her up for that to make any sense. So somehow we landed on 30.
She was just getting it so her dad didn't physically abuse her.
Yeah, which I mean, it probably did. But like it was a very strange interaction. It was simultaneously very regressive and somewhat progressive at the same time. Because it's also worth noting, Dad was making dinner with a pink frilly apron. It's in black and white, but you could tell it was pink.
Yeah, his tie was
And-
tucked into it.
Yeah, and tie was tucked into it. It was actually pretty adorable. So he made dinner. So it's a weird scene, man.
He won't let, because Walter even says something like, am I gonna be able to try Susanna's cooking this time?
Before we get married. It's like,
Yeah.
how long have you guys been engaged? Like 12 minutes.
Well, did you see it was announced? Oh, we'll get to that, but at one point they say it was announced in the newspaper.
Is that a thing people used to do? Is that real?
Announce their engagement in the newspaper.
Well, they still do, I think, wedding announcements in
Do
the
they?
newspaper.
Is
Yeah.
it next to the obituaries?
There is the obituaries, that's for sure.
I don't know if they still do it today, but I know like in our lifetime they've definitely done that.
It makes sense. Who's getting married? Who died? Do they need a born column?
Do people still sell things in there?
Oh yeah, man. If you want mattresses for days in the newspaper,
Oh, used mattresses. That's what I
soiled
want.
mattresses, as many as you can carry, my friend.
Well, before we got there, though, did you guys see the old woman watch stalking him from the tree?
No, I
You didn't see that before he goes to dinner. Yeah, there's an old lady.
No, but that makes so much sense. I was watching it on my phone too, so
okay.
I maybe didn't get all of the nuances.
That makes sense because they definitely like focus on her, but not like she's there, but they're not like directly focused on her.
Yeah.
You can see her, but I can see on your phone, I can see where that would be missable.
Yeah, it would be kind of tough to see, I guess. But yeah, it's like 10-second clip.
I
for
was
just staring at him.
I did know immediately who she was though when she popped back into the episode. I was like, oh, you must be an old friend.
Mhm.
Wink,
Well-
wink, 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 wink.
Well, they send her upstairs. Get upstairs, you 30-year-old woman.
Get upstairs and do your fucking homework.
I gotta talk to Walter.
Me and her have to play a game of chess, which I put a
Yeah.
mosquito net over for reasons because the mosquitoes love chess.
I think it's my brain trying to figure out why they put a bug net over there.
I have an idea.
And so the bugs don't play the game while they're not there. It's obvious.
This is like a Kramer thing from Seinfeld when him and Newman are playing Risk. They so no one fucks with the pieces. If the mosquito net's over there, no one's gonna touch it.
Yeah, they will, man. You just pick the mosquito net up and then you move the pieces. I don't think that's good logic. It's gonna stop like a cat from knocking it over, but it's not gonna stop.
I don't remember the mosquito net though.
All I could think was like, oh, they're going. It's like, is that a chess set with a mosquito net over it? And then he lifts it up. It's like, yes, our game. And it's like, oh yeah, that is exactly what that was. I also
And
love
then,
the
like-
idea of saving a game of chess.
Well, then he like catches his hand. He's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
our hands look almost the same. And then he asks his age. Walter says he's 44. Then the old man, you're not 44. All right, Walter says, all right, I'm 51. You got me.
No, he doesn't even get that far because the guy has to like prove it's like, well, you started working here when you were 47 and now
Yeah.
X years ago. And he's like visibly annoyed. I was like, wait, what is this? It's a witch hunt?
I got a question. Who wants Walter more, the daughter or the father?
The dad. The dad without a doubt. He's hot for Walter this entire time.
Well, all right. So I got a quote. It's almost as if you live through the periods he teaches. And Sam finds a picture of Walter in the Civil War. It's a Civil War, right? He's in?
It's Civil War,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then he's got the same ring and the same mole. This is the funniest part. I laughed out loud at this. And then Walter goes, what if I told you I'm old enough to know this man personally? And it pans to a
To
sculpture of Plato.
That was not wise on their part. They should have made him less old because that is ridiculous. You didn't, especially because like alchemy wasn't a thing then. That's not when alchemy became a thing. Just put him in the fucking Middle Ages, man. Why did you have to do that?
That was hilarious. It's
I
like,
just love-
that's almost 2,000 years ago.
I love how hard Sam bites into it though, because as soon as like there's like a switch that flips off in his
Yeah.
brain where he goes from skeptical to I am all in, I believe everything you say. And it's just great watching him. He's like a child believing every single thing this guy says without
He
question.
does, yeah.
It's fantastic.
He bites hard on it for sure. It's
You could tell he's like afraid of death, though, Sam, the old man.
yeah. And that's like his motivation. He's like, I
Mhm.
want to not die. And like, I actually really liked Walter's like sort of pitch on why living forever is not great. The biggest being is like, you don't change really. Like if you have problems now, they will continue with you for the rest of your unnatural life. Like him being a coward and all of that. And I liked Sam being like, oh, I thought I would become wiser with age. And it's apparently a crock of shit. So I'm just going to die with dignity instead. He was very easily convinced that death is the appropriate answer. I think I would have fought harder for my immortality if I was Sam. Like, do I have to kill you to become immortal? Is that how this works? Are you a Highlander?
I do like his that point too, because he's like his wife and children are aging and friends dying, and he's staying the same age. And I like this quote. He watched everyone around him die. It's death that gives this world its point. We love a rose because we know it'll soon be gone. Whoever loved a stone.
Yeah,
I like that
that's
quote,
a great
though.
line. Whoever loved a stone. Not really true because diamonds are technically stones, but it's still a great line.
True, yeah. I do love that quote.
I love the exchange they had after that. So when Sam sits down and
Not
he
a
says,
stone, I'm a man.
that was funny. No, Sam says, I thought if a man lived forever, he'd grow wiser, but that isn't true, is it? And Walter responds, you just go on living. That's all. I love that. I love that response. It's so good.
It's sad.
It's sad. Yeah. There's a lot of really good lines in this. I think my favorite is the last line from Walter, though, and he's like, I'm dead. Finally. Or like, it's happening finally, whatever. It's just so ready to be fucking dead.
So yeah, it basically they just talk. We already mentioned this, that Walter wants to die, but he's too much of a coward to kill himself. He's got a gun that he puts in his mouth every day or something like that.
Also, I would like to throw it out there. Cowardice as a thing for not killing yourself. That's an old-timey idea, not real. Don't kill yourselves, people. Doesn't mean you have courage. Just want to throw that out there. Don't kill yourselves.
We do not support suicide.
We do not support suicide on this podcast.
The Tales from the TV.
The Tales from the TV.
On that show we're on.
On that show we're on. Shut up, guys. Blowing the spot.
And then so he gets back home, right? At this point.
Yeah. Oh wait, it is crucial that after the dad figures out that he is, a zombie, live forever, man. He goes to his daughter, you cannot marry him. And and she's like, why is that? And he's like, because he's too old. And she, of course, is like, that's insane. And he's like, no, he's like 1,000,000 years old. It's just like, yeah, no, I don't care. You're crazy. And I do think it's funny how easily she completely blows off her dad.
And he like, forbids her to marry him.
Let's get and Walter's like, why don't we get married right now, my darling?
Tonight, yes.
And she's like, that's a great idea. And he's like, great, I'll meet you in 15 minutes. Just thought we needed to get that out there.
That is, I know, I forgot about that part. That is hilarious. She walks downstairs and her dad's like freaking out. He won't give me the spell, so I forbid you to marry this man.
Which I'm on the dad's side. That's reasonable because that marriage is going to have a bad end. So it's like, you should at least give me the spell as a dowry. That's fair.
I do like Walter though. He's like, she's not going to believe you, Sam. You're going to sound like a madman.
It's true. He would. Like, no one would ever. Yeah.
He is. I like the way he looks though too. He looks like he's like a good looking guy.
He is.
He reminds me of like John Hamm or something.
He's like a classic, like suave looking kind of guy.
He's a very good looking guy. He reminds me of like John Hamm and Mad Men.
Oh yeah. I was thinking Mad Men, but like I was trying to what the fuck is the name of that show? Also, I feel like they shouldn't be mad. They're mostly just drunk. What are you mad about?
I think, is it a different kind of mad, like a mad scientist?
Oh, maybe.
I haven't got that far in that show.
I've watched approximately 2 seasons of that show.
I think I've watched about that too, but
yeah,
I don't remember anything. I like John Hamm though. He's good in that Black Mirror episode too.
Oh, he is. Yeah,
that episode's great.
So do we have any like? Oh, we have to say.
So we got to do.
Should we say how it ends? I guess we didn't really discuss that. Okay.
Yeah. You watch along with us. Spoiler alert for
60-year-old
1960. Sorry, guys and gals.
Yeah. Fast forward 15 seconds if you don't want to have it spoiled for you.
We're gonna spoil the Twilight Zone episode 24.
Man, did it.
He gets home and he's like, he got the gun in his mouth. He's like contemplating suicide, but
Yeah.
he's a coward, so he's not gonna do it. Not supporting suicide once again. If you need to talk to somebody, you can email us too. We will always be there for our listeners.
Text Rico and call me, email Joe, and we'll put you in touch with the right people.
Yeah, I'll just tell you how sad my life is, and you'll feel much better.
I'll put you in touch with the right people.
Seriously though, if you need to talk to someone, I will talk to you. So the old lady's waiting for Tommy in his house, aka Walter, and she is a wife that he abandoned. Wow, that's fucked up. At least wait for them to fucking die.
No, wait for them to fucking die at least.
You're gonna live forever. What a dickhead.
I know. What do you care? What's 40 years to you? You apparently circle jerked with Play-Doh. Who cares? But no.
I love how hard he denies it too.
I know.
Like, Tommy, I know it's you, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
She's like, oh, madam, you must be confused. And she's like, cut the fucking.
Yeah, it's just the two of them in the room.
Her.
Yeah.
There's no audience. There's no one to be like fronting for. And he's like, my name is Walter, ma'am. You're crazy.
Sorry.
Mr. Tommy. He has 3 names in this fucking
he does, yeah.
too. I was
Walter,
like confused.
Tommy,
I was like,
Skelton.
Yeah, Skelton, yeah. And then she shoots Walter.
She shoots Walter, and it feels so good. It feels
does it?
So I think so. It's like this is a justice. He is about to ruin someone else's life. Yeah, this is like the right end to this, I think. And he wouldn't give up the spell. He wasn't even entertaining the idea. Well, so
you think the alchemist is still alive? He's got to.
I think he's the alchemist. I think that was all horseshit. That's my guess.
I thought about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Rico, because I love that they gave you just enough with that. Like, he mentions the alchemist.
Yeah.
That did the experiments on him, and then just no more mention of it. I like that. I like to think that he's out there doing this to other people.
I like to believe he is the Full Metal Alchemist.
An interesting tie-in.
I did. As soon as they said alchemist, I did think of that, but I'm a simple man. Not that they have any connection. I was like, I wonder if it'll be the Philosopher's Stone. And it wasn't. They actually didn't bring that up, but I was fully expecting that to be the thing. So were my cats. Oh my God.
And then, your cats are fine. And then Walter, he's dying, and Sam runs in. Walter, don't die without telling me the trick.
Yeah, don't turn to dust.
So I was reading. I read this episode in the Twilight Zone companion book. I don't have it near me, or I credit the author. Sorry, Mark. Hold on.
Mark Rod Sterling D'Souza.
Here it is.
There we go.
So it's Mark Scott Zachary, which there's a lot of good information in this book. This is the second edition. I guess this scene was like a nightmare to shoot. But like very like intricate for the time.
Well, it's essentially
having him age that long. Huh?
It's essentially stop motion, right? So they had to take a picture.
No, it was a lot of different lighting with different things on his face. Different makeup on his face and different lights because it was black and white that would bring out the color in his face to make it look like that.
Cool as hell. I did not know that.
I read something that you put red makeup on him and they put red lights on him and then they gradually turned them green. And as they turned green, it showed the makeup more as it transitioned.
Isn't it amazing how dumb our eyes are? Like we can only see like 3 colors. We only have the cones for 3 colors. That's why like all of this light trickery is possible. So cool.
Yeah, well, some people say I have red hair. I can't see it.
You do. Is this a joke?
Well, it's under the light. It's auburn.
It's red.
Anyways,
it's red.
He ages like 2,000 years instantly, though.
He does, which is really fun. I did love that.
Yeah, it's cool because then he's just dust. He's just
like
dust,
that's great.
Which is cool because that's what we all end up as,
man.
Basically dust in the dirt.
Yeah.
And I have the ending monologue. Last stop on a long journey as yet another human being returns to the vast nothingness that is the beginning and into the dust that is always the end, which is a great ending.
That's a great, yeah, that is a really great
Yeah.
closer.
So,
Do you have any final thoughts on this?
yeah, let's get to. Would you guys recommend this episode? How about a grade or something?
Absolutely. 5 Walters out of 5.
At an A or A plus?
No, Walters. I'm
5
grading in
Walters.
Walters for this episode.
Well, his
5
name's
Walters.
Tommy.
It's 5 Tommies out of Walters. Go watch it. It's good.
Joe.
Can I jump back and just mention one thing that really bothered me?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Now, I defended Susanna and her independence as a grown-ass woman. But the end of this episode, she proves how absolutely useless she is.
She does.
There's 3 whole minutes between the gunshot and when she runs over to check on the gunshot.
He stands there for so long.
And then when she sees Walter's suit laid out on the floor with dust spilling out of all of the openings, with his ring laying where his hand should be, and her father tells her it's just dust, she just turns around and walks away.
You are right. I forgot that you met.
How's she
is
getting
hilarious.
that PhD? She's never getting that PhD.
She
Walter
is
was her best
strangely
chance.
uninterested in what happened to him.
Yeah,
That is a good point.
she's just like, oh, it's dust
All
in
right.
my fiance's suit.
She just wanders back home and goes to bed.
Walter, where are you, Walter?
Yeah.
Is Walter coming home tonight, Daddy? Old man, Dad.
Old man dad. Oh.
I don't think
No,
Sam was
honey.
getting that much
Yeah.
action at that late of an age.
And he just shuffled around home to do the
He
dishes.
sounds like a bitch.
All right, that was my last gripe. I would recommend this episode.
And you got a grade for me?
Grade. What am I grade?
An
What's
A,
my
B,
grade out of?
C, D.
Give it a B minus,
Okay.
which I
This
think
is
is a
on
good
my-
grade.
If I were doing like a tier, this is one of my top tier episodes for Twilight Zone original series. Top tier.
Fair enough.
S tier.
You're gonna give it an S then?
One of my favorites. Yeah, an S.
So we got an S, a B minus, and a
I'd give it an A. Is there an A plus or no?
A plus does not exist. I don't
Okay,
know where that came from, but A plus
I'd give it
does
an
not
A
exist.
minus. A minus.
3.6.
3.6.
That's an A minus.
That's too low.
Then you want to give it an A.
But that's what? A 4? Oh,
no.
3.6 is out of a 4, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's confusing. All right. So I got a couple fun facts for this. I don't know if it doesn't sound that fun though. So this script deals with immortality. The entire cast all lived exceptionally long lives. Walter lived to be 96, almost 2000.
That's impressive.
Estelle Winwood was 101. Is Estelle? Who's that? The old lady? I think it's the old lady. Yeah, Estelle Winwood lived to 101, which is remarkable for that time. Old man Sam passed away shortly after turning 89. He looks 89 in this episode.
He
so,
does. Yeah, he looks like he could die at any moment.
And Susanna turned 93 in August of 20. Oh my God. Susanna's still alive. You think we can get her on the pod?
yeah, I do. And I think
Call
we
her up.
should try.
Yeah, I have
Let's
some
find her
questions.
email.
She turned 93 in August of this year.
That would be
Holy
cool as
fuck.
hell. Come on,
That's
Suzanne.
awesome.
on
Long
the
live
pod.
Dodie Heath.
Is he also alive?
That's Susanna.
No.
Dodie.
Dodie. T. Ty.
Long live
Dodie
you,
Walker.
Dodie. Susanna. We love you.
We do.
All right. And so, in a sad irony, the writer of this episode had a very short life. He died at the age of 38 with early onset Alzheimer's disease.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's very
That's
sad.
frightening. I didn't know you could get that young.
At 38, that's very sad.
I've never heard of it
That's
that young.
scary.
That's horrible.
I just turned 30 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It's
Welcome to the
very
club.
scary.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. It's a great club. So
I know. It hasn't hit me yet.
As
hair
we both
thinning club.
scratch our bald heads. Yeah.
And I guess his son says that he noted that he looked 95 and was in fact 95 by every calendar except for the one on your watch. That's crazy.
He had Benjamin Button disease.
And
Or no, Jack. That's the reverse aging one. Is it Jack disease? Jack. The
You
Robin
don't know
Williams
Jack?
movie.
I never seen that.
You're better off, but it's rapid. It sounds like rapid aging.
And his lifelong best friend, William F. Nolan, further remarked, like his character, Walter Jameson, Chuck just dusted away. That's very sad.
That's extremely sad.
Sorry, Beaumont. And
Yeah.
he had a lot of great episodes of the Twilight Zone. Over 20. He's a big staple of Twilight Zone, too. So,
Well,
Hey,
at
he
least
rest in
accomplished a
peace,
lot.
Charles Beaumont.
rest in peace. You are
All right.
remembered.
Do you guys have anything else that you want to add before we get into the game, the bonus game that I have for you
I
guys?
have trivia too. This seems like as good a time as any. Although it's not related to the Twilight Zone, it is a fun bit of trivia. And I'm going to pitch a question to you guys and tying it into this episode of Immortality. I have been watching all of the Halloween movies with the immortal Mike Myers. Which of these famous actors has not appeared in a Halloween film? Busta Rhymes, Weird Al Yankovic, Rihanna, or Robert Englund?
I'll go first.
You go.
Robert Englund.
Joe, what's your answer?
It's not Buster Rhymes. He's the kung fu mastermind.
He is the
Yeah.
Kung Fu mastermind.
I knew the first. Oh, I don't know.
Rihanna's the only one that makes sense to me, so I'm gonna say Rihanna.
It is Robert Englund.
Yes.
God damn it!
Is Rihanna the one in Halloween Resurrection? Did I just fuck this up? Joe,
Well,
Joe,
Robert.
back me up here.
No,
She probably is. Joe doesn't know who Rihanna is.
I know who Rihanna is. She's the fucking.
It's
She's the fucking chick. That
Who was the
sings that
second?
song.
What was the second answer? Because I knew
Weird
both of
Al.
those.
Weird
Oh,
Al
I didn't
has
know that.
been
I just guessed he
in
was
a Halloween film.
because that was so random. So he had to have been in it.
And Robert Englund is Freddy, for those.
Yeah, I
unaware.
know that. Yeah.
So, despite all of this history, Freddy has never got nothing still.
Where's the Freddy
Yeah.
versus Michael versus
No,
Jason?
you're thinking of Tyra Banks.
I'm thinking of Tyra Banks. I'm being racist.
So I won 2.
Yeah, Joe also won.
We
We're all
both got a
winners.
point.
Robert Englund was a good one because I would have just assumed he was
Yeah,
some.
I think
like-
most people do. Yeah, where's
Yeah,
Freddy
just-
versus Jason versus Michael versus Ash? Make that movie. It's never gonna happen. We're 20 years too late.
Yeah. They're gonna do it eventually. At least Freddy, Jason, and Krueger.
Well, it's
Or,
got to
sorry,
be.
and
It can't be
Michael.
Freddy forever because Robert Englund's so old. And he
Yeah,
has to do the
true.
voice at
True.
the very least. But anyway, now that that's wrapped up, what is is yours?
Okay, so woo, 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 woo. This game is called Which Seinfeld Actor Is It Anyways?
Oh
Oh,
shit!
God.
Okay, so this is from the 2000s Twilight Zone series. And the episode title is How Much Do You Love Your Kid? Okay, so this character hosts a reality show where they kidnap a kid and the mother is chosen to play the game. She's like at the police station, and then the entire like the film crew shows up around her.
This is like very Saw-like.
She's given 60 minutes to find her kid. This character as host, he's a host of the show. He's followed by a camera crew and microphones, and gives the mother / contestant clues to find her child.
I'm gonna say Wayne Knight. Final answer.
Okay. Was it A, Jerry Stiller, aka Frank Costanza? Was it B, Wayne Knight, aka Newman? Is it C, Jason Alexander, aka George Costanza? Or is it D, Michael Richards, aka Cosmo Kramer?
Sticking with Wayne Knight.
I'm going with Kramer.
It's Wayne Knight.
I didn't even know that. I just could picture him as a sleazy host so easily. It just was perfect.
Good job, Rem. All right, you guys are tied 1-1 for my bonus games.
That was fun.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the same kind of question.
Dude,
as
that
last time.
episode is outrageous.
I
didn't
am-
want to spoil too much because I might pick it soon.
You should pick that one because that sounds baller.
great.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely outrageous because it's at the time like when Survivor was starting and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
2002,
Yeah.
I think 2002 the show started. So like Survivor's just starting.
Yeah.
It's absolutely outrageous. You
I'm
get, oh my
hype.
god. I
I
might
don't
pick
really.
it soon.
I don't remember those 2000s ones at all. So those are, I'm sure, a treasure
They're
trove.
bananas, dude. I love it. There's only like 39 episodes or something like that. They're
Funny.
absolutely crazy. So what do we got next? So Joe, you're gonna pick the next episode. What do you got
Yes,
for
sir.
us?
I am going to pick the pilot episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, titled
Ooh.
Revenge. I think
Exciting.
it's a good jumping off point with that show. It's classic Hitchcock.
I'm excited. How are we going to find this and be watching it for the viewers at home?
This is streaming on Peacock, and I am not aware of any other place you can get it other than buying the box set, which is ridiculously expensive.
It is. Yes. I was
And-
looking at that.
Peacock is free with ads for those who don't know,
Yes.
which I didn't
Nice.
know until I looked into it, and it's not
I
bad.
didn't know that either.
It's like 60 seconds of ads total. It's
And in
nice and
Hulu,
breezy.
you pay for ads, as I endured through watching the Twilight Zone on it.
Yeah.
It's like there's just a solid chunk of ads in the middle of it.
So go get the cock for ads.
The what?
The cock.
What's that?
Peacock.
Oh, Peacock. Yeah.
Can also watch wrestling on
Yeah.
there too.
Get the cock, watch the cock.
Oh yeah, you can watch wrestling on there,
Yeah, WWE Network is on there.
which is super weird. Don't know why they did that.
They love the cock.
I got an email telling that my subscription was like canceled or whatever because they'd moved over. And
They moved on to the cock.
I moved on to the con.
All right, so
Thank you for
let's get-
letting me know I'm still paying
let's
for
get-
this.
All right, so what do you guys got going on? What do you guys got going on? Remy.
I just put up the final installment of The Snow is Hungry. So if you like snow-based horror or just in the mood for a chilly horror story, go check that out on my YouTube channel, which you may be watching this on right now. Or if you're not, go to REMYMILITELLO on YouTube and give it a watch. See if you like it.
Joe, you got anything yet?
Still just this.
Still the mustache?
That's where my life is.
Remy, will you convince him to start streaming Dark Souls?
Stream Dark Souls. What are you doing? If you're already playing it, you might as well just stream it.
As I stated before, I don't think my self-esteem could handle the
We'll
more
get it up
aggressive
there. Once we get some
members
followers,
of the community.
once we get some followers, they're gonna be like begging to watch you play
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
Yeah,
Also, like if people
I'm
aren't
sure.
making fun of you, then who are you? You know,
You got
if
thick
they ain't
skin,
hating
Joe.
you.
You're from Lovejoy.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
friends
so
with you. I'm used to being shit on.
True. Hey, you're right.
I'm impervious to that at this point in my life.
I did have a deed. So my podcast is on hiatus because my co-host is very ill right now.
Yeah, how
I
is he
seen
doing?
him over the weekend, and he's my cousin Jeffrey. Let's send some prayers for him. He says he's feeling better, but he's still like very bad. It's been like 2 weeks right now. It's not COVID that we don't think. So he's been tested twice and it wasn't COVID, but I don't think it doesn't look like he's COVID, but
No, we wish him a
So,
speedy recovery.
we're praying for you, Jeffrey. And so we're on hiatus till I figure out what's going on with him. And then I can't wait to get past this fucking game because I cannot pick it up anymore. And
Yeah, you got a bad one.
yeah, Reddit is still whoop my ass.
You're still on Reddit. Oh no!
I cannot play this game anymore. I hate this game. It's way worse than fucking dementia or amnesia, whatever
yeah,
the fuck it's
because,
called. The
like,
Dark Descent. This is the
This
Darkest
is like a
Descent.
game. It sounds like Amnesia wasn't a game,
Dragon
so it was
Ball
really
Z,
easy to get through.
the Dark Descent.
And
And
Vic
yeah, so
Kakarot is the darkest descent. Actually, it turns out.
it very much is. I might bump Kakarot or Amnesia up. So you can come follow my podcast, the Video Game Randomizer. It's on wherever you get your podcast. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything else. And you can follow us at Twitter at Randomizer Game. And so we just basically pick video games out of a hat. It's actually right here. Cuphead hat.
Cuphead.
There's all the games that are waiting to be played. Oh, one fell out.
Some of them might even be good.
Oh, they keep falling out. All right, I'm done.
You can follow me from alone from the park late at night. But aside from that, that's probably it. I don't have.
And please, if you're watching this on Remy's channel, like and subscribe.
Yes.
We gotta start. We're starting our own YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you can contact us on Twitter at Tales from the TV. And you can email us if you want. Give us some suggestions for episodes too. We're totally open for suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's something you guys want to see, let us know. We'll definitely talk about it.
We're at our email is tales from the TV at gmail.com, and or just reach out to us on Twitter or comment below.
Yeah, or comment below. That's definitely the fastest way to reach me. I'll see that instantly. But yeah, everyone.
Thank you guys for
watching and listening
being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good job tonight. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Remy,
This is fun.
thank you.
As always, it is a pleasure.
All right, I found out our ending for at least today's episode.
Oh yeah.
Long live Tales from the TV.
Long live Tales from the TV.
What they said.